in Swahili.
Bert, you're live.
Okay, it is 1:01, and I will call this meeting to order. The Library of the Future Committee meeting on May 6th, Wednesday, May 6th at 1:01. And just to remind everyone of two things. One, we are being live streamed with this owl, thanks to our first selectman. And we have two guests, Selectman Richard Coates and Friends of the Future. What, Gaffney? What do you?
What do I do?
It doesn't matter. But as always, guests can participate as a normal member with anything other than voting. So with that, and the call to order, I'll ask for a review and approval of the minutes of April 8th.
Can I ask a
So
question
moved.
first? Do we have to go around and give our name for this at all?
If
At
you'd
the
like.
start? I'm just asking because
Yes.
it's recording.
Why don't, well, it's recording, but it's recording video as well, Kath. So why don't we do that? Why don't you start?
Mike Cunningham.
Kathy Doyle.
Michael Gallagher.
Arthur Miller,
Irene Connolly, Vinita Bala,
Bert Stevens
Peter Perkinson.
and First Selectman
Paul Zolpa.
Paul Zolpa. And Susan, just come on in and give your name if you would. Why don't you sit? You can sit in the corner right over here.
Susan Mitchell, Library Director.
There we go. And just to let you know, Susan, we are being live streamed right now.
oh,
So keep it G-rated. We have a motion to accept the minutes. Is there a second? Is there any discussion on the approval of the minutes? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It carries unanimously. Public comment or correspondence? Any public comment or correspondence? Hearing none, let's move on to why we are here. And with that, I will turn it over to our worthy Vice Chair, Arthur, to carry on with the discussion of next steps.
okay, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to quick review / orient our work plan here. This should be version number 7, which is a footer at the bottom of your, or it should be, I think, Bert, did you put that on?
I put on 7.1, and all I did was I changed some formatting, but it's the same thing as version 7. So if you have version 7, not 7.1, all of the substantive stuff is the same, just paging and so forth and so on is different.
You
I'll
added the
make you a
footer?
copy.
I did add the
Susan
footer.
make
That's valuable, because they also dates it.
Yes, yes.
Do you need one, Irene? Do you need a copy as well? Are you looking at Bill's copy?
Well, I think I have a 7 rather than a 7.
That's good.
That'll be fine, because there's nothing substantively changed in 7 to 7.1.
Okay, good.
So what I wanted to do is just share a little bit, orient the committee a little bit to how I see the work plan actually working. So if we take a look at the work plan, what we can see is it's outlined in phases, and there are 8 phases of the work plan, starting with organization and government as the first phase, and ending with capital funding strategy as the last phase. In each of these phases, what we try to do is we try to put them in logical and sequential order. So by completing one phase, then we can logically go into the next phase. Now there'll be some weaving and bobbing between phases, but essentially, each phase follows the previous phase. It builds off of it. And likewise, there's a timeline that's a separate document that Michael had put together. Kind of looks like this. And what it does is it gives the time flows for each of the phases. Now, if we
And Arthur, just to interrupt or just to interject, the timeline or the time flow is version 7 dated 5/2 is the latest one. Okay.
And that's really helpful. So last time, what we did is we reviewed the different phases and we've updated it based on everyone's feedback on that. But most importantly, what we also did is we determined chairs of each of the phases and committee members of each of the phases. And you'll see that on the work plan. So for example, under phase 1, organization and government, Bert is the chair. Very quickly, under phase 2, strengthen collaboration, Bert and I are the co-chairs of that, and so on and so forth. And so the thought is that as we go through this work plan, it would be the chairs of each of those phases, and phases in a sense would be either a subcommittee of this committee or a task force of this committee. So, for example, strengthen collaboration, which is phase 2, Bert and I are chairs. If you look at phase 2, there are various bullets under phase 2. There's a goal for phase 2, and there's a gateway, or what we want to end up with in phase 2. And it would be Bert and our responsibility to sort of, if you will, lead the charge for phase 2. Phase 3, if you look at it, it would be Susan, who's the chair of that phase. And so she would be sort of leading the charge for phase 3. Now, we have various committee members that we appointed to each of those phases, but as far as